And sports, we feel physical fitness is of paramount importance. If you are physically fit, then we shall be able to work most diligently. If you are physically unfit, then we cannot accomplish anything. So physical fitness is of paramount importance, and sports definitely can help promote peace, because sports gives us joy. We compete with others, although there is rivalry, but we get joy from running, jumping, and doing other activities. Let us say Olympics. All the countries are meeting together. They show their capacities. And then somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. So the one that loses, the one who loses, prepares himself again for the next Olympic. Sports, it gives us the feeling of children. Children are always happy. They are all the time running and jumping and all. So sports can definitely help us to bring about world peace. Happiness. If there is happiness, then there is peace. If there is peace, then there is happiness. Peace and happiness go together. We do not have even an iota of peace. That's why we are unhappy. And because you are unhappy, we speak ill of others, we try to punish others, we try to destroy others. But if you have peace of mind, if you have peace deep within us, we accept the whole world as our own, very own.
Here, I do believe that you were originally invited to come here by the veteran athletes for their 7th World Championships.
Right.
What was your participation in that, sir?
I was in the opening ceremony. I offered my prayers for world peace, and I gave a very short speech.
I think we have some videotape of that opening ceremony. Maybe you'd like to explain. This is, of course, your prayer.
Yes. Here I was praying for the world peace, and I'm extremely grateful to Australia for planting in a hard garden a beautiful peace tree, world peace, oneness world peace tree.
It's lovely. It's nice to see so many of the veteran athletes from all over the world come to Melbourne to be part of this. It must have been quite thrilling for you.
Right. People must not think of their age. They can only think of the spirit, inner spirit, indomitable spirit.
You've kind of proven that yourself, haven't you, really?
I'm trying.
You spent some 20 years under spiritual guidance, learning your
How
spiritual
to pray and
work,
meditate.
right?
Yes.
But at the same time, you also got involved in athletics, which I find quite interesting. That's unusual, isn't it?
It is absolutely necessary. The physical fitness is of paramount importance. If you are physically fit, then you will be able to pray and meditate regularly, and then we shall have both inner power and outer strength. They must go together in order to be a perfect human being.
One complements the other, in other words. You've been quoted as saying your spiritual inside helps you with your physical outside.
Absolutely. It is the inner power that has to come to the fore and then offer services to mankind.
You will forgive me, Chinmoy, if I say to you, you are not a physically big man, and yet you, with one hand, was able to raise 7,000 odd pounds in weight.
Right.
Now that's an enormous feat.
I entirely depend on God's grace. It is not my physical capacity. It is, but God's grace can do the impossible very easily.
There we have, but that's well in excess of 7,000 pounds weight you're lifting there with one hand.
Here I was lifting up in my body weight, which is with one hand. Yesterday at the studio, 73.5 was the actual weight, and my body weight was 70.5 kilos. That's a little 6 pounds more than my body weight.
That's amazing, absolutely amazing. But we shouldn't give the vague at home the impression that these are only the things you do. You also concentrate a great deal of your life on music.
I'd like to talk about athletics for just a moment. Now, you are in the Guinness Book of World Records, and you are a world record holder in weightlifting. You have lifted over 7,000 pounds, as I understand it, with one hand, one arm.
Twice I did it, once with my right hand and once with my left hand. I did it.
How did you do it? That's a lot of weight, 7,000 pounds, Sri Chinmoy.
Okay, it is all, as I said before, it is all God's grace. If we pray to God, then whatever He wants to do in and through us, you know, my own body weight, I have lifted 100 times. And tomorrow, our philosophy is the philosophy of self-transcendence. We do not compete with anybody. We compete only with ourselves. If I'm a good person, I try to become a better person. If I'm better, then I try to become a best person, but not by competing with others. Only I know my own limitations. Yesterday, I know how much limitation I had, weaknesses. Today, I try to minimize it. Tomorrow, I will try to make it, diminish it completely. See, tomorrow, I will do something in my weightlifting world. About 2 years ago, I lifted my body weight. At that time, my body weight was 156 pounds, and I lifted it 100 times, and in front of the international judge. The same judge will come tomorrow to examine me, and I will try to better my timing. Yes, previously it was 23 minutes, and tomorrow I will try to do it in 15 minutes. So it's self-transcendence. I compete with myself. This is how we are trying to improve not only the physical, but the mind, the heart, and everything that we have and we are.
Why is it important to work on the physical strength as well as the spiritual?
Physical strength is if you are physically strong. I'm not saying I have to be the world's strongest man. Far from it. I don't want to be world's greatest boxer or wrestler. No, but if we have strength, some physical strength, not to fight, then our mind gets some nourishment. Our vital gets nourishment. This is something we are using for the right purpose. If I'm very weak, if physically weak, mentally weak, then I can, every morning I will get up and I'll have headache, stomach upset, and so many things, then will torture. But if I'm physically fit, here physical strength is physical fitness. If I'm physically fit, then early in the morning I'll be able to pray and meditate and do the needful. That is why we give so much importance to physical fitness. While we are physically fit, and if strength comes from physical fitness, I feel it is quite acceptable.